Well, everybody, this is the Prefert power play that we've been looking for. This guy right here, Marcus Theriot, is our champion of the 2021 Cinch Timed Events. What do you think, little buddy?
Man, I love hearing you say that. I could listen to that a few more times.
You want to hear that?
Yeah.
The champion of the Cinch 2021 Timed Events is Marcus Theriot. Wow. Dude, you did it, man.
Yeah, was finally able to pull it off. There's always that thought coming here, or when you're doing good and you leave. I've left 4 years and wasn't where I wanted to be. Won good money, place good, and everybody's congrats, and then you're like, that ain't where I want to be.
Yeah.
And it's, you can win second 3 years in a row, and nobody remembers that, and just. It's one thing to want to do it, and it's a whole nother deal to actually finally get it done, and I'm just glad it's finally over.
Well, I tell you what, buddy, it's awesome. It's funny that you say that. So last year at the BFI, Pace Freed was high call, good buddy of mine, comes out, wins second in the BFI. That's great. He just won second at the BFI, but I caught him back here, and he was just like, this is the worst, greatest feeling in the world because I just won second, And then, like you say, to finally pull it off, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure. When you're in them situations, you wanna do as good as you can do without messing up. But then it's like when you win second or third, you're like, God, I should have tried harder. I knew I should have did this. I should have pushed more. And today I got to come back high call and knew exactly what I had to do, and I still don't know how fast I was on the trip and steer. I knew I had all day. I felt like I didn't take that long, and after I tipped my hat, I said, I sure hope I won it.
Man, sure. Yeah, right. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I tell you what, man, you did. You had all day. I can't remember what your time is. A good sports desk guy would have your time sitting here, but I don't have it. But 8:08. But a good producer will. 18.5. 18.5 is what you were. Hey, real quick, while we're talking about it, let's take a look at the go round because you got him in the first go round and you got him in this go round.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So let's take a look right here. Eric Rogers had a good round, 51 flat. You were second with a 55.1. Look at how tight that was. Cody in there, 55.2, and Paul David with a 58.1. Those were the winners of go round number 5. And we sit here talking. We've watched. I've known you through the high school, through the ranks of all of it for years, and now you came up here, and Justin was talking about it out in the arena. When they started the junior Ironman, you had an opportunity to go either way, and at 18 years old, you jumped right in here with the Big Daddies. Take us back to the first trip to the timed events.
That's true. I wasn't real interested in the junior deal, although it is a great deal, and it would have probably, because I actually turned down that deal hoping to get in, and if I wouldn't have got into the big deal, I would, shot myself in the foot. I think anybody that has the opportunity to come to the junior deal, if you think you're good enough, come show it in the juniors, and you'll probably get in the open. But just the first time when I did get the call, it was like 2 weeks before, and I never tripped a steer, and I was like, oh,
You'd never tripped 2 weeks before?
Never tripped. No, I
figured
had
you
not.
grew up.
No,
I just figured you.
There
did.
ain't no trippings in the southeast, and there really wasn't. I knew there was a need to do it, but I thought, whenever they let me know I'm going to get in the timed event, I'm going to have 365 days to get ready is what I thought. And then here we are 2 weeks before, and I went right then, tried to hustle up some tripping steers. Did not know what a tripping steer was supposed to look like other than
have horns and 4 legs.
And better not love him too much.
Yeah.
And I did the best I could on a heel horse, and it was awful.
Are you kidding me?
I promise. When I got here was the first horse I rode that I thought might work, and I didn't know nothing about him. I'd never sat on him. And actually, my first round as a rookie, I think I had to tie the steer in 20 to set a first-round record. I blew through the first 4 events. I was like, ha-ha. Y'all just wait. Y'all ain't seen it. And then the tripping was a disaster. And the next year I said, nah, I've got to get better at tripping. So the next year I think I started practicing 2 weeks before again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, at least you learned your lesson.
Yeah, in the wintertime we're so busy rodeoing. I think a guy can get caught up rodeoing, and then before you know it, you're 2 weeks before the timed event.
Oh, man.
And it's here. And that year I did a little better tripping. Still, I rode the horses terrible. And this year I said, I've got to trip. So I started a good month before, and I tripped at least 2 or 3 times a week and just tried to work on my horsemanship tripping. And it's still not great, but one thing I did learn, no matter how great the horse is, you still have to have a little horsemanship to trip. And the hard work paid off this year.
Awesome, man. Well, it sure did. Speaking of that hard work paying off, what's this little deal we got here in front of us?
It's pretty sweet.
Should we show that to the camera?
Yeah, we better show them.
Should we lift it up? Look at that. Look at all those zeros. Huh? How about that right there? $100,000. You won 104?
Yeah, 1 second and 2 rounds. So
$104,000. Can you? $104,000.
No, I'm wrong. I won another. I won 105 because I won 1,000 in the pro-am.
Won 105,000. Just a little 105,000 in 3 days, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, that's nice.
Just letting that sink in, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we beamed up the last 5 runs. You want to go ahead and watch them? We'll start off with your head and run. We'll watch it about 3 times. Just talk me through it.
The steer, he's a great steer, but I hated the way his horns were shaped. And when we was going to him, I thought, do not wave it off. Do not wave it off. And I knew once I got him around the neck, I had him. The rest was Shay's problem.
Yeah.
And he don't run into many problems here. So
that kid is solid.
He set him down pretty good.
Yeah, he's a heck of a partner to have right there, man. Just blew up there. Get him deep. We're not going to wave that one off. Shay Carroll, you're on your own, brother.
That one wasn't coming off. It might have.
Oh.
He might have went on through it, but it wasn't coming off.
All right, speaking of roping the necks right here.
I kind of remembered that calf, and just looking at her in the back pen, some of the calves that kind of let up, and she looked so soft, and she actually still left there and run, and that little horse, by far one of the best I've ever rode with Tyler Milligan's, and he functioned, and it's pretty easy when you ride one like that.
Man, that was a good run right there. That was a solid run.
Yeah. I got back on a calf horse and kind of remembered some of my high school calf roping moves.
Yeah, it comes back a little bit. Now, great run there. Well, that's going to take us down into the Heelan run.
This steer, Daniel Green run him this morning, and he said he handled good, kind of wanted to get up the rope, but he had lost a leg on him, and I just all week I haven't hazed very good because I was scared to get caught to the outside with the steers being fresh. And
sure.
I told Shay yesterday, I said, hey, they're all going to the right. You're just going to have to deal with it. Yeah, and he, like I said, he done a great job setting them up all week, and I just
well, the last thing you want to do in this big building with that score, though, is push one over here and get in the V. I mean, you know.
Yeah. One thing I've learned in this building, straight and right is entirely better than left. One of the only Heelan steers, well, the only time I've ever had 2-loop, the steer was going left and the tripping left, and it's just left is terrible.
Yeah, left is terrible. It's lazy. All right, let's go down. Let's go to the steer wrestling. Watch our bulldog and run right here. What horse is this?
That's Rango. He come from Caleb Driggers. We're partners on him. He actually owns him, but he ain't getting all that credit. That steer, I knew that steer, and I actually thought he was going to be a step at me. And he kind of was off over there to the right, and I knew I needed the ride better, but I was thinking $100,000 get off. So
yeah, but man, he took it good though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's a great set of steers this week.
All right, and then we'll go down to the final run. So here we are, man. This is all of it.
It was happening a lot slower when I was counting it. That steer was actually extra. He had not been roped.
Oh, really? So you didn't know him?
Did not know him. They tracked him through. They said he was really good at Andrews, and when I was going to him, he was going really slow, and I do not seem to do great when they go slow like that. I like them when they're trying to run off. Yes, for sure. That horse is so good. I should have probably rode the stirrup a little longer, but I get a little excited in that steer tripping.
There's a lot to it in there.
Oh my God,
There's a lot to it. I was neighbors with Jarrett Blessing down in Decatur.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of started teaching me a little bit, and I had no idea that there was so much that went into it. I thought, I roped calves a little bit. This will be easy. Yeah, not so much.
It is so much more to it. You've got to make sure you're in perfect position to get a poly around them horns, and then just getting your trip where it needs to be and riding your horse. There is a lot to it.
I remember a few years ago I was talking to Trevor. We were talking about the guys coming and practicing and getting ready for the timed events. And he said, that's what every header in the world thinks, man, this tripping's going to be easy because I roped some calves in high school and I roped bones good. He said, as soon as you tuck that string in their belt, they're going to go out there and split the horns about 8 times in a row because they are as nervous as they've ever been.
Oh, man. That is so true. I try not to even watch Trevor. I'm so far. He's so far ahead of everybody in this trip, and I try to pick somebody more my level to watch and go to, because I watch him and I get to trying to do stuff. I'm gonna end up getting hurt.
Yeah.
But that trip, and I've actually had some buddies of mine while I was at the house tripping, and I asked them, of course they can trip, but they got on and it went awful for them. I think they got a lot more respect for trippers after trying it.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, let's take a look at the other guys in the field. And our overall, this is our $100,000 man right here with a 32.20 or 322.4. Then Paul David, he etched back up there with that 334. Seth Hall in there, 342.6. Lane Carney, man, how about Lane? How about our buddy Lane just every year being kind of right there? I'm proud of him right there. And then Clay Smith. Clay just had a little bit of trouble in the Bulldog in a day because it's kind of been you and Clay back and forth a little bit the whole time, hasn't it?
Yes, for sure. Clay, he's always there. He's always there.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he messes up, it's like, here he comes again, and he's back.
Yeah.
Lane has done. Me and him actually had the same rookie year, and he's. He loves this event, and I see him doing well here, and Clay.
Yeah. Oh, you and Clay, your guys' story this week kind of mimic. He got him in the first round, got him in the fourth round. You got 2 seconds in there,
Yeah.
Guys just, in order to win this deal, you dang sure, it sure helps to get out there ahead of them a little bit too, doesn't it? Just in case something happens, doesn't it?
Well, every time, it seems like to me, every time I get ahead is when things go wrong.
Really?
So
yeah.
I mean, literally, I was, just like last year, I was 40 seconds in the lead, 4th round tripping, steer step left. Of course, I didn't ride my horse very good. Horse fell on me. I took a 60, and then just like I had the 2nd round tripping, I had a good chance to go ahead and get me a 15-second lead, messed that up, and then it's just yesterday I had another good chance to get a little lead, roped a leg, and it's just almost like being right there with the pack.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just stay right there, stay hooked. Don't even think about it. Just go do the deal, huh?
That's right. Yeah.
Just don't let it get in your head at all.
Yeah. One of the cool texts I got this week after I messed up the 2nd round, and it was today when I got the half hitch. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I got the half hitch today in the tripping to be 15 seconds in the lead, and Jim Ross texted me and he said, "You didn't want to win it easy anyway. It wouldn't have been no fun that way." And I'm thinking, well, I wouldn't have mind having that 100 grand pretty easy, Jim, but
that's a little bit of perspective though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was definitely better watching. I know it was more tiring for me not having a lead, but
it made for good watching. And I tell you what, the stands were packed here. It's such a cool event. It's so great to see you guys. The field this year, I've talked about this with everybody that's came up here. We've got 8 past champions here. I love seeing Kyle Lockett. I love seeing Daniel Green. I love seeing Casey Jones. And then you work from those guys all the way up to the new guard, and it's pretty dang cool that there's that mix, basically half and half of the guys that have been doing it, been there forever. Then you got where Jess and Paul David are they've been here forever. And then it's from those guys, it's coming up into you and Jordan and Lane and the whole crew of you guys. It's pretty dang cool to see you guys coming up and doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Daniel and Kyle and Casey Jones and all them guys. We had a Bulldog and jackpot on the steers the other night, and I got here. I thought about entering, and I said, no, if I'm not ready, no need to practice now. And I got up here, and Kyle Lockett was entered, and I was like, golly,
I'm
he's,
a wussy.
He's one of the older guys here, and he's entered. I should have entered. And it's just it's exciting to see guys. You know, they look forward to this deal so much.
Man.
And yeah, the younger guys they're coming on pretty good, as you can tell in the PRCA. I mean, it's a youth movement right now, but
it is. What would you tell those young guys out there that are, you know the story a lot of places is, I grew up in Montana, kind of like you. We didn't trip. They're tripping more now than they didn't really have it at all when I was a kid. But a guy's going to go head some, heel some, tie some calves, and bulldog a little bit. What would you tell that kid that is in high school that sees this and says, you know what, I want to get in the Ironman someday?
You just got to stay ready. Whenever you're proven, I feel like they're going to take you. You know, you might think you're ready, but they don't. So at the end of the day, their opinion's the one that matters. So I guess, you know, you have to work at it. And one thing that I wish I would have did, I wish I would have went to somebody that, you know, was a steer roper and learned. I still haven't, and I say I'm going to every year, and ends up I don't. But this year I do plan to get to somebody to help me steer rope. I think somebody needs to, if they won't learn how to steer rope, they need to go to a steer roper.
Now go and figure it out. Well, I tell you what, everybody, here is our 2021 champion of the Cinch Timed Events. I'm proud of you, buddy. It's been fun watching you come up through the ranks of the junior high and high schools and doing everything that you've done there. And this is pretty dang cool. And I know there's a lot of guys that were pulling for you, so great job, pal.
Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
You betcha, man. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. That puts a cap off the Ironman here. And the Lazy E, we're swapping around. We've got another big one. We're calling it the Clash of the Titans this year, because we've got the Timed Event Championships, and then we roll right into the BFI tomorrow. So the two biggest of the bigs, and we've got $100,000 that is paid out to this young man right here. Kids, if you're out there, you're 18, you're 17, you're 16, you're 12 years old, you need to come out to Lazy E Arena. Have your folks bring you out here and watch the Timed Event Championships next year, because this is one of the greatest events in the world, and this is where you can really come out and prove yourself. This is a cowboy sport, and we've got a cowboy sitting right here with us. Marcus Theriot, congratulations on an outstanding run and an outstanding 3 days here at the 2021 Cinch Timed Event Championships. Friends, from the Prefert Sports Desk, I'm Drew Stew. We are going to wrap it up, swap some backdrops, and we are going to be back here with another great event tomorrow from the Lazy Arena.